What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Kenpo Roundtable, featuring the instructors of the International Brotherhood of Kenpo Karate. Today's technique is Triggered Salute. We will be featuring Sabora Chan from Maryland, Lorenzo Jimenez from Barcelona, Spain, Angelo Coelho from Los Angeles, Steve Stewart from London, Ontario, Canada, Brian Sahl from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, and David Ghigliotti from Warwick, Rhode Island, all sharing their thoughts on the technique Triggered Salute. Now, simultaneously on the back end, on the Brotherhood Members Only page, we're going to have myself, Dan Meck, we're going to have Monty Noir, we're going to have Dan Donfro, which I have to give a shout out to the World Class Academy up there in Dartmouth, Massachusetts, specifically Donna and Laura and Pauline, who just competed this past weekend at the Long Beach Internationals and came back with all sorts of hardware representing their studio and their instructor and the Brotherhood very well. So shout out to you guys, but you'll be able to see their instructor, Dan Donfro, along with Mark Lawler on the Members Only page. Now, how do you get on the Members Only page? Simple. You have to become a member of the Brotherhood. Just go to www.brotherhoodkenpo.com, click on the Join Now button, and then I will receive that notification. I will send you your membership packet with your patch and your ID card laminated, but in addition to that, you're going to get access to our members only page where you will get all the extra exclusive content for members only. So without any further ado, let's send it out for you guys to see Triggered Salute.
Hey Brotherhood, Dave Ghigliotti, West Bay Martial Arts Academy, Warwick, Rhode Island. Hey, hope everybody's having a great day. I'm super honored to be back yet again for another Brotherhood Roundtable. The technique today, Triggered Salute. Now, there's a lot of guys doing this one, and so I'm not going to belabor this with the base technique. What we're going to do is shoot right into my modification on this technique. Pretty simple. I like keeping it right to the head. We use Mr. Parker's rearrangement concept all the time here. And one of the things in that rearrangement concept is altering the targets. All right, so I'm going to ask my good friend Phil to come on in and be my uki for the day. Now, we started off the same way. He's pushing in, I'm triggering that salute, so to speak. Okay, my knee check is here, coming up through the face. The chop comes down, that brings that head right back in. Then I'm gonna do a roundhouse elbow right into the jawline. Instead of me going here into the sternum, I'm going right to the jawline. Come through, backward elbow, and then a nice back knuckle. Now, from here, I can bring that back knuckle down and then up again with that upward strike, okay, the uppercut. But I'm going right into a technique that we do in the IKCH called Fist of Fury, right? So I'm gonna go with that back knuckle, I'm gonna do a fore knuckle, I'm gonna chamber my right hand, okay? This is very similar to Five Swords, guys. Okay, I'm gonna chamber that right hand for an uppercut into the sternum. I'm gonna do a cross, I'm gonna uppercut into the sternum, downward back knuckle, and then a fore knuckle through. Then if I wanna get creative, I can slide in, do a hammer fist, turn, scoop kick, hit, rear mule kick, and out. So much you can do with this. It's just so cool, okay? Let's switch it on. Okay, so again, he's coming in, he's gonna push, I'm gonna trap, I'm gonna hit him right up on the jawline, hit down, roundhouse elbow, backward elbow, right? Going right into a back knuckle across the jawline. I'm going right into my Fist of Fury, right? Fore knuckle, chambering this here, right? I'm gonna then unload, cross, 1, 2, down, hit, hammer fist to the groin, scoop kick, and then out. Right? See if it fits right in there, okay? So, all together, it should look something like this. All right. Well, that's all I got for today, guys. So, and again, variety is the spice of life, right? Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, Fist of Fury on the end of this one fits beautiful, as well as a million other techniques. Again, super honored to be here. Thank you so much. Salute, have a great day.
What's going on, Brotherhood? Brian Saul here, and we are back from the Internationals. And man, what a great time that was. What's up, Reg? Yeah, girl, sit. Sit. Good girl. Chill for a second. Where'd you go? And man, what a great time it was. We got to meet Kenpo history. We got to have dinner with Chuck. We got presented with awards. We are now, what was it? We are part of the, few of us are part of the Society of Ancient Warriors, which is part of Chuck Sullivan's lineage. And man, what a great weekend this was. So let's move on. We got, and we have a grand champion in forms, Miss Laura Eckert. Well done. So, all right, if you haven't been to the Internationals, you got to go out there next year with us, all right? Triggered salute. Let's get into this. We know salute is a palm heel. We know it's triggered by this right direct push to your left shoulder. So we're going to get into it. This first move, okay, you're going to step up with your right foot. You're going to put your knee against them. You're going to shoot a palm heel under the chin, and you're going to pin the shoulder all at the same time. 3 points of contact. Boom, okay? Boom. Make sure this foot settles with the strike, okay, with the strike. The strike should come from your hanging hand. It comes up and turns over. Don't load it and then push it out, all right? So this comes up under this kind of obscure angle. You're also getting a little additional power here from the push. This is that borrowed force piece of the equation. I know Angela's gonna get into stepping back versus stepping forward, so I'm gonna stick with the pure stepping forward. So you got the pin, step up, you got your 3 points of contact with your borrowed force, hit under the chin. You're gonna make the shape of the crane. You're gonna track from elbow down to, or shoulder down to elbow, where this can be a straight. Now the idea is don't pull it straight down, all right? Pull it down and in. That way you are getting kind of this width cancellation effect. If you go straight down, you run the risk of eating a headbutt, all right? So boom, this is gonna pull down and in. The other thing that this does when you go in is it loads that right inward elbow, okay? Which is followed by a left or right outward elbow with a rolling back knuckle to the kidney and a shot right under the chin. And that's the base technique, okay? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if you think about this technique, a lot of things could go wrong. You know, the idea here is that you're supposed to be able to step forward and roll with this. But let's say, you know, they catch you off guard. You might not. You may end up stepping back. You might end up stepping forward, but because of the push, maybe you miss the palm heel. Whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, if you end up missing the palm heel or needing to step back, there could be worse positions to end up in other than your hands being up. So think about that and you can play around with that idea. When you get into the extension, it changes up the base technique a little bit, all right? So you can go red if you want. So you're gonna do your palm heel, you're gonna down and in, you're gonna shoot the right inward elbow, you're gonna shoot your right outward elbow. Now this is where it changes in the extension from the base technique. Instead of going into the back knuckle punch, after you hit this outward elbow, you've created space. So you're gonna use that space, and this is gonna come into a right outward hand sword. And this should open them up a little bit because the next move is a palm heel claw followed by an inverted punch, which you've seen before. It's basically just raining claw, right? All right, so let's take it up to there. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. This creates the space. After that elbow, you go 1, 2, 3. Now, that sends them back. Weight going backward. We're going to follow them in. We're going to cross behind with our rear leg with our left foot, and you're going to shoot a right outward elbow. These should land together. If the foot lands, the elbow lands. Boom! Okay, left hand is up guarding just in case. You're gonna shoot this leg back and buckle that leg out as you hit a strike to the groin, again covering the head. And then on the way out, you're gonna take a knee to the back of their right leg. Boom! And then you can cross out. All right, so you got the base technique, which is your push. It's triggered by triggering the salute. You're gonna get your 3 points, palm heel, shape of the crane. Not just down and in, which allows you to load the elbow, and then in the base technique, you got your back knuckle punch, and in the extension, you go from the second elbow to your chop, opens them up, palm heel claw punch, cross behind elbow, buckle, and then knee on the way out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, pow, pow, and then on the way out. There it is. That is triggered salute. All right, everyone. Good to see you. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But I look forward to seeing you next one. Take care.
Everybody out there in Brotherhood land, Steve Stewart here from London, Ontario, Canada, with this August monthly edition of Triggered Salute. So, the Triggered Salute, the ideal blueprint textbook way is where you're backed against a wall. We use Mr. Post here. We use this a lot for taming the mace. And this is where you're back against the wall where you'll step in with a rising heel palm. So I'll bring in two different size people, one like 6'6", 6'7", and the other one working towards that height. So I'll use Mr. Andy first. Probably seen in previous videos, thank you, sir. So, well, we'll do it on this angle here. So if I was backed against the wall this way and he pushed me here, I want to keep out of his field of vision as he pushed, I'd want to move this way with a rising heel palm. This way to catch him on the jaw point here. And this point here, if I hit it like this, you feel that result, but if I use two-way action, this way here, you get a different reaction, yeah?
Yes, sir.
So two-way action is what you want to try and do in everything you do. So as he pushes, I'll come on this way here, as he pushes, if you push this way here and I'm backed against the wall, I have a rising heel palm at the same time I pin this way here. Now I'm going to contour down, and I like to go on this, just at the cubicle fossa, the hollow of the elbow, using the crane, contouring down. And when I hit on that, I want to hit on that and retract that way to control the width at the same time, as you can see. Now my hand comes back down, I'm going to hit into this point on the floating ribs. There's an insertion point between T11 and T12. When I do that, I'm going to punch and then follow up with the elbow, just in case I allow margin for error. Boom, get one, and then I'm going to go reverse motion, hitting the elbow onto that rib, but then I'm going to use this whipping back knuckle. There's an insertion point right at the base there. If I hit that, watch what happens to his head. Boom, see how it comes up this way here? Now, from that way, a lot of people come up to the jaw this way, and that's fine, but somebody this height, I'd rather come back into that point there. So on the insertion point here, if I hit it in and up, he'll just resist as much as he can. But if I have this leg pressed inside here on the initial move, and I do that in the back whipping action, then it causes him to buckle, because it changes the polarity. Okay, you okay? I'm okay too. So if I bring in, thank you, sir. If I bring in somebody different who's shooting for that 6'7" height, same thing happens. And again, if I'm backed against the wall, or he pushes me against the wall, I can have that rising palm. But if I'm this way and he pushes, I can step back and get the same motion. Again, contouring down, this is called like purposeful compliance, where I'm using his action for my reaction, and also including borrowed force and creating a bracing angle. But if I contour down and hit on this angle on him, hitting the same point, it buckles the legs. So you already have him down, so he's already screwed the move that you want to complete. So then you would just alter the move. I usually would just use the finger to control and then take him out of the picture. So you have the two-way action on that one there. So sometimes you have to alter the situation. You got the ideal phase, then the what-if phase. What if all of a sudden they punch at you? Formulation phase, you don't know what they're going to do. And what I just showed there was the shorthand or the abbreviated phase. So if I bring in things, if I bring in the big boy again, from this position here, on the what-if phase is that if he came in, and before I got to do that rising palm, he pushed and then punched, same time. Now I have cross-extensor reflex action, which means when this one crosses that one, it crosses the center line, the brain has no idea where this leg that is or that is there. So I can just tap, if his arm's back here and I tap here, I'm never gonna move him. But if it crosses center line, nothing up my sleeve, I can tap on that insertion point in the middle like this, and down to the ground he goes. It has to do with the crossing the center line. if he's in a fighting stance facing me here, and some people you may see you fight like that, just want to show you this off, just taking a little side for a moment. If this is across the center line here, that means this has no power and that has no power, because now the brain has no idea where these went to. So I can actually just push this arm down. You can't do anything about it. But if he pulls that one back from that center line, now it becomes strong because now it's equally balanced. That's why you don't see boxers go like this. You always see boxers like this. And Mr. Miller will attest to that sort of thing, Mr. Lawler, etc. So I just want to show you that little alignment theory with the energy transfer based on the corpus callosum. The right side works, the left works the right, unless you're Cardassians or Vulcans, it's the opposite for them. So, getting back to here again, if I was able to, if he pushed me, and then I was able to step back. Now, and say I went into this crane, but this guy had these big, worker forearms, you can't move. Then all I would do is, I know Falling Falcon. He does it, hopefully. Using two-way action, there's an insertion point in the middle of the bicep. I don't go to the shoulder because some of these guys are big and they can take that. You can't move them. But hitting that one and torquing a two-way action this way will take him to the ground extremely fast. Come on, back up. And see how he got back up on his own, using my energy. And I'm still okay. Thanks for asking, Sibora, Dan, and Brian. I'll bring in the other guy. Thank you. So one more thing, come on over this way, sir. Just to talking about the body alignment and everything like that. So the floating ribs are right in here. It's right at where the arm bends. There's your two floating ribs. There's your landmark for your 11 to 12 floating rib. So if I push this way, pretend I had a wall there, and I came this way, if I just tap him this way, but if I hit two-way action, you see what can happen. That's two-way action, a little different on him than it is on him, but the same thing. If I step into his field at the same time, I brace this. You can fracture the knee. The knee takes 65 pounds of concentrated force to fracture. So it's called I weigh about 170, so it's like a compound fracture. Stepping into that field. And again, if he, for whatever reason, with these big tank, and I couldn't move his arm back, I would just hit him in the middle of that bicep this way. Two-way action. You can hit him in the shoulder and resist. You can hit him in the shoulder even if you're using two-way action. So I like to use that on everybody because you have a choice of being ineffective, effective, or most effective. I like to be most effective most of the time. And there's that way there. And that usually, okay? Yes, sir. I'm okay again still too. I know you guys are all concerned. But anyway, those are the kind of little things I wanted to talk about in Trigger Salute, because everybody knows how to do Trigger Salute. Everybody's got their take on it. So I just wanted to come on back in. So gentlemen, I just wanted to take the time to show you our little part on that using Mr. Andrew. And again, Mr. Terry, come on back in here to give me a hand tonight. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. Have a great night. Thank you.
Okay, hello. Now we are not in Barcelona. We are in French. Okay. So this is my student Loren, and we will show the target salt. This is the technique that we need to explain. At least I want to tell you my idea. Okay. If it is okay, you take. If it is not okay, you can drop. Okay. So the technique, he push me one time. All the time, we need to check your feet, not doing this and this. This is two moves, okay? You push me, one move, okay? Of course, in a lot of video, I saw this technique in this way. He pushed me, but you can see my body. He pushed me, bang! Something, no more. This is the move that I am doing. But remember, we need to do the torque correctly. I have another march of the torque. You can see? It's better if I do it in this way. He push me. This is better. I have more torque. Okay? So be careful with this move. Because a lot of people do this. And I am not doing the correct torque, okay? Yes? One time more, please. He push me. This is one side. Another thing that, of course, when he attacked me, he knows it. So, he don't like that I punch him, okay? So he do this technique, the reaction of the technique in this move. I push him, and I put off, I attack you. I put off my objective out of the line. So the technique is not in the correct match, okay? Because I am moving the target. If I attack the technique, what was the matter? This is the reaction. I go to this way. My hand go in this way, okay? Yes? Be careful, because if not, we are changing the technique. And if I change the reaction, I need to change the action, okay? So be careful with this, not only with this technique, with the other technique, it's the similar error that we do, okay? Another time, brother. He pushed me, okay? Now, I like to do this move, and when he comes in, I stop with the elbow, okay? Some people do this technique in this way. He go up and put the elbow in this way. He do a little angle. It's okay if you want to do, okay? I prefer to work with the store now, and now I drop, I anchor, I drop my band with memory of gravity, and I stop it, okay? Now I do one, boom. Now I need to do another elbow and check. When I do this, I drop, I elbow. Now, if I do this, I don't have the target, okay? So maybe I need to adjust. Remember the 4 types of the software to adjust the distance, okay? We need to do a step drop or push right. I prefer to do this. With this punch, we need to do body momentum and torque. Remember, this is another thing that I saw where the people are doing the technique. 1, 2, I do this. But this is not the correct torque because I don't move my hip. If I don't move my hip, I don't have a power here. Okay? Yes? 1, 2, when I do this, now, boom. Now it's better. I put all my torque in this. Okay? I hit, I come back. This is the correct forward move. This is the correct torque. The torque is not this. This is not the torque. This is the torque. Okay? Now I change to another torque and the uppercut. I do this. Now another time I change, I torque. Okay? Remember, all the time we are working with this hand. But we forget that we need to work with this hand. Okay? He put me. When he push me, when he grab, I push in this, I pull. Okay? Sorry, I push in this way and I pull in this way. Okay? Now I need to grab, I push in this way, I pull in this way. Okay? Now to need to grab, and now I did it. In this way I pull, and this as I push. Okay? We forget to work with this hand. This hand is so important, or at least similar important than this hand. Okay? To control your balance. And of course, check your feet. Don't do this. Okay? We need to do the torque correctly. 1, 2, 1. Okay? We drop, change forward roll, 1. And we hit. Okay? If you want to continue with the extension, you can. For the people that want to have the relation with the other technique, remember, you are going up, down, in, out. You have another technique, you do down, up, out, in. Or if you do the techniques in a vertical plan, you can do horizontal plane. Okay, in, out. It's the same thing. It's the same move. Okay, for the people that want to work in this, of course. And this is the idea that I can share with you. Okay, if you found some interesting, you pick up. If not, you cannot change. Okay. Thank you, Loren. Thank you so much. And we continue with the next party. See you later. Ciao.
Hello everyone, salute, this is Sabora Chan and we are back. Alright, so the technique for this time around is trigger salute, okay? Trigger salute is the number 2 technique on our orange belt technique list. So for yellow belt, alternating maces is the number 2 technique, which is for a 2-hand push. This time around, trigger salute, which is orange belt, it is for a right hand push. And then the next one after this one is purple belt. Number 2 technique would be snapping twig, which would be a for a left hand push. As you can see the theme there. And to take it a step further, when you go into blue belt would be thrusting wedge, which is also for a 2-hand push. So as you can see the theme, they're all kind of related. All right, so in alternating maces for the yellow belt, we drop back with the left and use our inward downward block to deal with the 2-hand push. Okay, so this time we're stepping forward with the right as your opponent is stepping in and push. Whether he steps in with his left, his right, really don't matter. But the idea here is that we are utilizing borrow force. We have his energy coming in to meet our energy going forward, okay? So the name is trigger salute. If he's pushing you or attempting to grab you as his hands start to move, you are the trigger. So as soon as he touches you, bam, you move in and do your heel palm. Hopefully, if you connect that heel palm to his nose or his chin, the fight is over and you don't need to do anything else, okay? But in Kenpo, we always practice following up with moves. Just in case our first move don't work, we have the second, the third, and so on. But in reality, if you heel palm somebody to the bridge of the nose or to the chin, that's probably all she wrote, okay? But if it didn't work, then you got X amount of other follow-up moves to do. So, trigger salute, okay? The push comes in, I'll go slow. Push comes in, we pin, step in, and hit, okay? So the pin, step in, and hit is at the same time or simultaneously as he's pushing you. So you're actually slipping that push, okay? You're not trying to stop that push by pinning it to your body, really. You just make that push into a glance and then you trap it and you heel palm to the chin. Chop to the bicep. It's not a killer shot, but it will give you a good Charlie horse right here to manage the situation. And then you slip in this elbow, okay? So you hook his arm down for range management to bring him in a little bit closer, and you slip in the inward elbow and come back out into an outward elbow, okay? Follow up with a hooking back knuckle. All it means is that you bend your wrist right here. This falls into contouring or fitting weapon, okay? So by bending the wrist right here, your back knuckle should fit the curvature of his kidney right here. That should cause him to arch his back a little bit, setting up for the uppercut to the chin, okay? So that's trigger salute. We step in, hit, chop, hook, elbow, elbow, back knuckle, uppercut, okay? Pretty simple. And if you have the extension, then you go into the centering him off again, claw, uppercut, and so on. So if you take a look at these moves right here, we have done it before in the yellow belt. The technique in the yellow belt is called mace of aggression. The guy grabbed you by the lapel with 2 hands. We're stepping in with the hammer, clear down, inward elbow to the temple, and outward elbow to the other side of the temple or to the jaw or to the neck for that matter. Okay, but what we're seeing here is the in-out elbow motion, okay? So last time in mace of aggression, it's a hammer, okay? This time it is a chop. So we do a heel palm, then a chop, okay? And then we follow through with that hook and or shape of the crane
and then you shoot an inward elbow, outward elbow. So there's really nothing new there. You're just utilizing your inward, outward elbow at a lower plane in trigger salute compared to a high plane in mace of aggression. Okay, then later on you see it in flashing wings, where you have your left leg forward, and it's an inward, outward elbow this way, where you're striking on the outside of his body. So this is go on the inside of the body, outside the body, same as trigger salute, excepting in flashing wings, you are standing outside the guy's body and not on the inside. A direct push with the right hand, okay? So as he comes in, I'm gonna trap his hand, heel palm to the chin. Make sure you're checking his leg down here as well, if you think of it. And you should, because if you hit somebody to the chin really hard, they fall backward. The first thing that comes up is that foot. If you don't have it in check, you're gonna get kicked in the groin. Accidental or intentional, a kick to the groin is gonna spoil your day of trying to defend yourself. All right, so watch it again. He comes in, we go boom. Okay, so we go here, chop to the bicep. Okay, so from the heel palm, chop to the bicep. From here, you're gonna use the shape of the crane to hook his arm out to bring him in a little bit closer. Elbow, elbow, back knuckle, uppercut. All right, so we'll do it this way as well, so that way you can see what's going on the backside. Okay, so he comes in, we go 1, 2, chop as we hook, elbow, elbow. This is what we call a hooking back knuckle. All it means is that you're bending your wrist a little bit as you strike to the kidney. This is an example of fitting weapons, okay, or contouring. So we hit, and then uppercut right to the chin. Those of you who want to learn extension, from here we clear off to center him back in this way, okay? Heel palm claw, uppercut again. We're gonna do a left rear cross, elbow, gonna buckle his leg as you hammer, bam, to the groin. From here, you knee out, right to the inside of the thigh, boom, and cover, okay? One more time, trigger salute from this angle. He pushes, 1, 2, 3, 4, whip, hit, check, clear, uppercut, pop this way, cross behind, hit, knee out, and cover, okay? It's a fun technique to do. All right, we'll do it from this angle one more time. Okay, so he pushes, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, whip, and hit. Okay, clear, claw, uppercut, recross, elbow, buckle, hit, knee, and cover out. That would be trigger salute. So what else can you do with this technique? One of the things that I like is, you know, later on when you're learning falling falcon, so he grabs, okay, and you go into the technique. But trigger salute, you can do the same thing, okay? We're gonna do it this way so they can see better. All right, so with trigger salute, go back. As the push comes in, okay, I can go straight into trigger salute, and then from the chop, instead of going into my elbows, from the heel palm right here, I go into the chop and then just pivot to my left and take him straight down to the ground. Boom, that way. So now he's on the ground. You can do whatever you want from there. You can break the arm, you can stomp, you can do whatever you want, okay? So that's one way. Yeah, I'm not trying to lift you up. All right, so that's one other option that you have. Heel palm chop, and then just take them straight down into falling falcon. Another way to do the takedown, for those of you who know the extension to striking serpent's head, we step in, we hit. Okay, you go ahead and do the full trigger salute if you want to. Chop, hook, elbow, elbow. Now from here, this, as you hit here with this elbow, should make him or force him to lean back a little bit, right? So this grabs here, okay? Now to get a good positive grip, you want to slap onto that, and that grab nice and tight, okay? Your left hand snakes to his throat. Now I'll show you from another angle so you can see better, okay? Now from here, you just accordion him straight down this way, and there's no way he can go but down, okay? So we squeeze here, and we're gonna help him fall by following up with a right hammer fist, right to the heart, boom. And down he goes. Finish him off with a kick if you elect to. All right, so I'll do it on from this position so you can see better, okay? So we went into an inward elbow, outward elbow, okay? Your hand, now from this outward elbow, should make him arch his back a little bit. This grab here at the collar, okay? Your left hand is gonna go to his throat, okay? To his throat, and then you can grab onto his lapel right here and just choke him out right here. Boom, okay? Now from here, you continue to take him down with the hammer fist, down he goes. Boom, okay? Kick, stomp, whatever it is, and you can finish it off that way. All right, so that's a short, quick version of trigger salute from me. Hope you guys like it. Have fun. Salute, Mr. Robert. Thank you. Salute. And we're done. Good night. See ya. Hope you like it. Leave some comment. Share the video with your friends. Yell at me if you have any question or concern. Salute. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you very much to all of our presenters. That was Triggered Salute. Now, next month, we will be doing it live. We're doing it live! September 10th, we're going to be doing Dance of Death on Zoom. The video will come out on YouTube afterwards, but we're going to be doing it live like the old school. So you'll have all of us instructors, not half of us. You'll have all of us and maybe even a guest. So if you want a little more information on that, you can just go to Facebook. You can check out the Brotherhood Facebook page. Check out my Facebook page. Everybody's Facebook page. All the information will be there. So until next month, salute!